Roger, go for deploy.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Adventure Fit Radio, starring me, Tom Ahern, and Bill, the co-host, or Bill, the host, and me, the co-host, depending on which way you look at it. Okay. This week on the show, guys, we had a man named Edward Coan, who is quite possibly the Michael Jackson of powerlifting, the Michael Jordan of powerlifting, the Ed Coan of Michael Jordan, the Ed Coan of Michael Jackson. Yeah, I mean, so he, let me tell you, the greatest powerlifter of all time, genuinely. Now, the man is 4'11", but he's the most probably the most intimidating person I've ever met. And he's also a fucking legend as well. I absolutely loved him. Guys, we were down at the Arnold Classic here in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. And we had a ton of great guests. We met Brian Shaw. We met Mike Rashid, C.T. Fletcher. We met Steve Cook. Legends. I had 10 beers with Arnold Schwarzenegger and we told sex stories, and it was just a great weekend, you know. Really, yeah, I mean, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love the show. We're gonna love the show. But firstly, we need to talk about our sponsors, guys. Today we are sponsored by Quash Creative, which is an Elwood-based here in Melbourne freelance design firm run by our mate Sean Marsh. His sole aim is to solve business challenges with creative solutions. Whether that solution is a new website, logo, or marketing strategy, if you come to him with a problem, he'll work out the most effective way to solve it. Now, mention Adventure Fit Radio, guys. When you go to www.quashcreative.com, this applies to all of you innovative adventure fitters out there. Head to www.quashcreative.com, mention Adventure Fit Radio, and Sean will give you a free basic SEO report on your website or feedback on your already existing brand, guys. You cannot rely on a service like that enough. Now, we are also sponsored by Audible. Audible is where I get all my knowledge from, and obviously that brings out the joke of obviously I've got no knowledge and, you know, I'm a bit of an idiot. And, yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. But I do have some knowledge. I obviously know what 2 + 2 is, which is 17. Guys, if you head to www.audibletrial.com/radio, you will get a free credit when you sign up for their monthly subscription. Now, guys, 1 free credit a month is actually fantastic. It is literally how I get all my books and all my knowledge when I'm on the go and I don't have time to open a page. I'm in the car, I'm walking, I'm cooking my food for the week, all the good stuff. That's where I get in all my books, and I love it. I'm reading pitch, I'm reading writing books. I actually just started reading The Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman, and I can't talk about it highly enough. I already absolutely love it, guys. I think there's over 200,000 at least books on there. So more than likely you will find the book you're looking for. Guys, finally, we are, as always, sponsored by Adventure Fit Travel. So we have Bali just booked in, ready to go. That is with Carl Paoli. We have a Thailand trip in Koh Tao coming up. That is with Dimitri Klokov. Guys, if you feel like traveling the world with like-minded individuals, jump on a trip with either myself, Bill, or one of the other awesome staff like Macca, great friend of the shows. Will, we got out there, Jackie Perez, Dave Driscoll. We're all here for you. Jump onto adventurefittravel.com and you will love it. You will also get 10% off merch if you use I was so close to getting this done. If you say Adventure Fit Radio, yada, 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 fucking hell, here's a show. Bye!
Alrighty, gang. Welcome back to Adventure Fit Radio. Today we are sitting here with the great Ed Coan.
How you doing, guys?
Pretty widely known as the
Michael
world's...
Jackson?
Michael
Jordan?
Michael Jackson
Well,
of basketball.
Michael Jackson, thanks a lot.
The Michael Jackson of basketball. The Michael Jordan of the 80s music
The
scene.
Michael Jackson of powerlifting.
That's all right.
That works well.
As we always do, we are going to start by throwing over to Tommy, though,
Alrighty.
to welcome Ed in with Tommy's tribute.
Alrighty, welcome aboard, my friend. I've covered an Alice in Chains song, so here we go. Ed Coan is on the show. Compared to him, I look like pizza dough, but that's okay, 'cause I am way stronger. Oh wait, I'm not, I'm weak as piss. And there's not much that you can do. All I want to see is for you to pick my co-host up and throw him in a tree. Welcome aboard.
Excellent lyrics.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
I think my heart melted a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Pick him up and throw him into a tree.
Yeah, I mean, I like you, mate.
It's funny because all these guys back there know how I actually have a penchant for violence that I love.
Picking people up and throwing them in trees.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, he did it again. He did it again.
right.
Call the fire brigade.
Fuck, there's another bloke in the tree. Ed.
Hey, all right, Ed, so welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us what you are doing over here?
Well, first of all, the Arnold Classic. I was actually just at the Arnold Classic in Columbus.
Yep.
The OG. And I love coming to these things just to see a few of the events, but I just like to hang out and see all these all the old faces I haven't seen in so long. It's a get-together all the time. And I just love it.
Awesome. So it's a pretty tight-knit community, the powerlifting community around the world, you would say?
Oh, it's big. Australia is really tight and growing all the time. I mean, you saw they had one full day of women that were really intense with a bunch of monster lifts.
World record yesterday.
Man, that was insane.
We saw.
An all-time world record. That means across all federations was a high squat. Yeah.
Far out. That's insane. And that was 70 kilos, wasn't it, for 242 squat?
242.5 kilo squat, yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's
it's funny, at the time, when it all happened, everyone was cheering. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And Bill was like, what's wrong with you, mate?
Tommy goes, what was so good about that?
Yeah,
I'm like, are you not listening, mate? The dude just screamed out it's a world record 6 times in a row on the mic.
I was like,
No,
oh,
it was
okay.
just with a pair of knee wraps, no squat suit or anything.
Yeah.
like that.
She was wearing a belt, though, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, still.
So, all right, so what, let's take it back to the start. So you're obviously famous for powerlifting, Ed, one of the greats. What got you into strength sports in general? And
it's actually a pretty cool story that I told Arnold Schwarzenegger before a couple of years ago.
Decent name drop there.
That's huge.
He inducted me into the International Sports Hall of Fame at
Really?
the Arnold Classic, which is super
Wow,
cool.
man.
Man,
It
that's
was super
amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait till I get in there.
Yeah,
And,
same.
Well, I did all the sports when I was a kid. I even wrestled. Like my first year in high school, I was 4'11", 98 pounds. That was my weight class.
Yeah.
So, but I saw pumping iron on TV as like a million other people plus, and so I tried to bodybuild, and then I met Arnold at a big shopping mall back in my hometown of Evergreen Park, Illinois, and I'm looking up at him, I'm like, oh shit, he's 6'2". I'm like a midget. So I tried to be Franco Colombo, who was also in pumping iron, and because Franco was strong, and then all of a sudden I saw Bill Kazmaier lift on TV at national championships. It was on like what they call Wide World of Sports. It was a big thing on a weekend, and I was like, well, wait a second, you could be that big, that strong, not have to diet, and don't have to pose on stage in those little trunks. I found my sport.
That's good.
That one's for me. Yeah, I'm very against the posing on stage side of it.
Well,
this whole
when you're in public, it is, but when you're at home, you're always walking around.
I'll tell you what. I was just like impressed by the way the guys have to train and diet and what they go through. But then I was at the Arnold Classic a bunch of years ago, and I was right up close, sitting with Joe Weider, another name drop, and I watched Flex Wheeler pose. And it was the most beautiful damn thing I ever saw in my life.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Then it was like, oh, well, it's not like a regular local show where the guys go out there and do 4 poses and they look like a robot and, you know, they look like shit. But this was incredible.
Yeah, I suppose, to be perfectly honest, I haven't watched a whole lot of it in person, and there's a lot of artistry to it. Like, I know some guys
especially when you get to that pro level or big-time national level, and you know what the guys go through and what that little, you know, I mean, they don't even know what a Dorito tastes like for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So what they have to go through, especially and compare it to what you have to go through if you try to diet for just 2 weeks. Then
I tried to get on the ketogenic diet, stop eating sugar for about 2 weeks. Mad stomach pains, cranky as shit, straight back on it.
Yeah. See, that's what's interesting to me about the bodybuilding. It's more the training and the dieting side of it.
The part that you don't see.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That for people to be so big and so to put on so much lean muscle mass whilst eating that specifically and that much regimen is just insane. It's funny because I don't much get into the actual posing side, but I'll just need a 10-minute sit down and someone will be able to tell me, oh, that's actually fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But it's more the dieting and the training than anything. Yeah.
And then it's nice when you have what's your big guy's name? What's Josh?
Josh Lenazwich. Yep.
The nicest freaking guy in the world, and he's a beast.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
We saw Steve Cook yesterday. We had a quick chat to him. He was in here in the green room just behind us, and the whole conversation was about macros.
Yeah, exactly.
I've eaten this amount of fat, and someone stuffed up with their amount of carbs, and like they were giving each other shit, playing off each other because like how they just missed their carb window and this and that.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty incredible because so many people use food as like.
Mate.
And enjoyment, it's a big enjoyable part of life. And to make it for that, like these guys are 10, 15 year period of their life where they can't really enjoy food.
They know their shit.
Yeah. But it's a very
really
big, it's a very big thing to give up, like food is pleasure. It's like, it's nearly as good as sex for some people,
How do you find the balance between enjoying, because I do like that idea of, keeping it regimented and staying nice and healthy and, eating the right sort of foods. But I also really do like the balance of going out and chowing down on something every now and then. How do you find that balance when you're doing that sort of thing?
I got a mirror in front of me. If I look okay, I'm okay. I put a shirt on.
Yeah. That's probably what
I suppose we're talking
about bodybuilding. But
I always made sure I got enough nutrients. And as long as, because I had to be in weight classes, I couldn't let myself get too far out. Like 5 kilos was good for me. That's all I could drop.
Yep.
Without losing strength. There's 2-hour weigh-ins, and we didn't know anything about water loading and all this other crap that they do now. It was just, you diet like a freaking wrestler. And hit the sauna, and that's it.
Yeah, Rocky Balboa style.
Yeah, so it was just, if my mind controls what my body does, I'm going to make my mind pretty happy once in a while by having a hot fudge sundae.
Yeah, it's good.
I like it. Good. All right, so when you taking it back to kind of some timeline, so you decided, right, this is my sport, and then how did it progress for you through the early days, and then like into your obviously top end of your career? Like where did it start?
I loved it so much that all I ever tried to do my whole career, if you can call it a career, was
I think you can.
Surely you can.
Oh, you definitely can.
Try to get better.
Yep.
Every single time. So when I had a routine that I made work for me, I just stuck to it, and I was really smart about my weaknesses and being realistic with who I was and what my goals were. My goal was never to be the best in the world, lift this amount of weight. My goal was to get better every single training cycle, and if you do that for a lot of years, you're going to be pretty good. If you just did it over 3 to 5 years, look how much better you'd be. If you every 10 or 12 week training cycle, you got better. And you did that 4 years, 4 times a year, over 3 to 5 years, what would you look like? What would you feel like?
Yeah,
totally different athlete.
Do you see what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's the focus I had then.
Wow.
I was fortunate that I was born with that focus.
Well, that's a great focus to have, really, because setting your goals to something like I want to be this, I want to be that, you can lead yourself to a little bit of disappointment. Whereas if you're just working, you can put, picture yourself against other people, and whereas
you
if you just
fail when you take your time.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's right.
And you learn, if you feel it coming on, you can tweak it as you go along. This doesn't work, bam. Rather than just get frickin' slammed by it and giving up or being so depressed that everything sucks.
Because I think people often see, these guys on pumping iron or whatever, and they go, I want to do that. But they can't for the life of them taking into account that it's a 15-year process, and it's just... That's for me where I just have to make sure that my enjoyment of the sport that I'm doing is paramount before anything else.
Exactly. It has to be enjoyable, but it has to be doable too. That's why the diet industry is a gazillion-dollar industry, because people aren't realistic about what they do. It has to be doable. If you start someone off on a bodybuilding contest diet, it's not doable, is it?
No, that's right.
But if you just make a few little changes, let's limit your sugars, let's not eat pasta and bread or some of the potatoes, let's time your meals out, and you can and still add ketchup and mustard and salt and this and that, they'll still make drastic improvements.
Yeah.
Now, if they can do that the rest of their lives, they'll be way healthier.
That's right.
But if not, they just quit because it's not doable.
I actually just had that exact conversation with my Uber driver 2 days ago. I jumped in the car and he said, finished work? I said, no, just the gym. He goes, and he went silent for about 10 seconds. He goes, I have a question. I said, what's that, sir? He was an Indian fella.
We should get him on the show.
I said, what's that? He goes, how do you lose the fat of the tummy, the tummy fat?
Fat of the tummy. That's so good.
Well,
Don't ask me, man. I'm a porky.
Yeah, you see, that's pretty politically correct.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you not be a fat fuck?
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, in English, sure, this is what we say.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
all right. So, what did your programming look like? What you mentioned it like you needed to find something that worked for you.
My programming was power bodybuilding.
Power bodybuilding.
So, you know how powerlifters, they cycle their squat, bench, and deadlift?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I also cycled my close grip benches, my inclines, my shoulder presses, my bent over rows, my chin-ups, my pause squats, my Olympic-style close stance high bar squats, my stiff leg deadlifts, my deficit deadlifts. I cycled all those because I didn't want a weakness. Mm-hmm. And plus, it made me look really fucking big and good at the time, too.
Yeah.
Shit. So how many hours were you training a day then?
3 or so.
Yeah.
The heavier I got, the more time I took in between sets because the higher you have to go.
Yeah.
But I never timed anything.
Yeah.
I just was focused and, all right, I'm ready to go. I'll go.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's amazing to get that, like you said before, that amount of focus. So just when you figured out that powerlifting was your thing, bang, that's what it was, and it's become your life now. Did you start off with a relatively decent amount of sort of baseline strength, or were you just dead set from scratch?
Yeah. I mean, look at these.
Yeah.
We have heard about your hands, mate.
I'm just under 5
Give
foot.
us a. Ah, fuck. Fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
I'll show you how to describe it too. Shake my hand all the way in. Okay, it's good. But see, I used to train my fingers all the time. Now go to fingers. Now squeeze. You feel a difference? You feel a difference? And that's without using it.
That's not the wet fish.
That's with only using these 3.
They call that the wet fish, but that's not the wet fish.
Well,
that's
he gave you the opposite of the wet fish.
That's the wet fucking
He gave
kraken.
you the hard salmon.
I actually had trouble masturbating when I was younger. I hurt myself all the time.
Of course. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're proportional, you would have been fine.
Yeah.
Purple Dick McGee over here. The boys used to call me Purple Dick McGee.
Skip bullet and still, and I out-squatted him and threw him in a tray.
Yeah, but I used to just concentrate on the little things. Okay, what's your weakness? Where's your sticking point in the bench? Okay, well, close grips or inclines or shoulder presses or varying your grip on the inclines or bench is good. That's what's going to help. Putting your feet up will help. It'll take out any leg drive. It's all upper body. So the things in the off season I did was similar to the main lift, but it would be different. Like I said, I was all halfway up the leg, so I was all adductor, hip, and back power. I didn't have quad power. I never had huge legs. Whole off season, I would cycle high bar, close stance, Olympic style squats the whole training cycle. It would be benches with my feet up. It would be deficit or stiff leg deficit deadlifts. A whole training cycle. My whole off season was to correct my weak points.
Yeah. And so, how did you come to understand this knowledge of movement? Like, was it something that you just researched yourself, or did you have a coach? Or
I researched everything myself, and I was my coach.
Wow,
fuck, that's phenomenal.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So what did you Me and Tommy aren't powerlifters, so I am now, actually. So
You're more powerlifter
I
than
am.
You're really not. You're doing some powerlifting exercise,
right.
but you're not really a powerlifter yet.
That's right. It's what I say about surfing. People say, do you surf? I'm like, are you a surfer? No, I'm not a surfer, but I surf.
But
I'm not a surfer.
Yeah.
My brother is a surfer. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Like there's like 50 million bodybuilders in the world, so to say. But 1% of them compete.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
But so what were your kind of highlights throughout your career? What did you what weight category did you spend most of your time in? Like what numbers were you hitting back then?
I started off. I was a very light 75 kilo guy.
Yeah.
My first meet.
Yeah.
And what's funny about my first meet is the squat racks didn't go low enough, so they had to take the bar off the racks and put it on my back.
At least they didn't give you a little ramp. That would have been
that would have been even worse. Yeah.
Okay. Just jump in here, Ed.
Yeah. But no, you know what? I enjoyed everything along the way because I got so many friends all over the world. It's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So you started at 75, and then through your career, did you progress through the weight categories as well?
When it became dangerous to cut weight and still lift a ginormous amount of weight where you end up getting injuries, then it was time to go up a weight class.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, in powerlifting, when you got a 2-hour window, similar to weightlifting, weightlifting's the same. It's a lot. I think it's safer when you have the day of the weigh-in because you don't get that incredibly crazy weight cuts.
Yeah, because you have guys that'll IV bag up and do all this other stuff, and all of a sudden weigh 20 kilos more the next day.
Yeah, same as the UFC. The UFC have a lot of problem with that. So for you, what was that? What was that limit for where was it? easy to come down 2 hours back?
5
and then
kilos.
5 kilos. And how would you do that? You would just literally
I
diet
would
for
just
the week?
knock out a little bit of bad shit out of the diet, and it would come right off.
Yeah. So you must have had a pretty fast metabolism. It was kind of easy
Yeah.
for you. Yeah.
I never could get fat.
Yeah, fair enough. And then, so what are the guys doing now? Like, because raw powerlifting, like here today, we have a 2 hour weigh-in, right?
Yeah.
But in other federations, there's day
Well,
before.
and sometimes during the year, this is just for pro raw.
Yeah.
The federation here will not have 2 hour weigh-ins. Sometimes they have 24-hour weigh-ins.
Yeah. And so what's the limit on a 24-hour weigh-in these days? What do you think?
Some guys will drop 15 kilos easy. Some guys even more.
Yeah.
I've heard.
That's
and
insane,
they'll
isn't
be
it?
back up. Yeah, they'll be back up. 15 or 20 kilos by the next day, which, to me, my own personal belief is that's really fucking dangerous.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Both in dropping it and putting it back on. The depletion with all the minerals for your heart, and then putting it all back on with congestive heart failure and who knows what else.
Well, there was a MMA fighter in forget what the league was. One of the top 5 leagues. There's UFC, Bellator, and then there's a bunch of leagues in Japan. It was one of the leagues in Japan. I think it was ONE FC, possibly. I'm not sure, but he died weighing in.
There you go.
Or cutting.
So he would have lost to what?
Cutting weight.
Easy 15, 20.
Yeah, I don't know.
I had a
He's-
very good friend of mine who was competing in the Masters Nationals in bodybuilding in the U.S. And at weigh-ins, everyone said, he's going to win. After he weighed in, he took one step in his room, dropped dead.
Shit. Fuck. See, that's...
Man.
But, yeah, wow. I mean, I don't want to detract away from like,
crazy,
just
isn't
the...
it?
No, it's just, I'm pretty sure he had an existing condition with an enlarged heart.
Yep.
But besides that, not everyone knows what they have and what they're capable of. So, but you know what? If you play freaking American football or your football without pads,
Yeah, you're going to get hurt.
I mean,
Tough-
you're going
tough
to get
football.
hurt.
You gotta be
Tough
open
football.
to it.
You know what? I tore my pec a couple times. I got a chunk missing out of my bicep. I got a chunk missing out of my tricep. You see this neat scar?
Yeah.
This hip, my right hip, I had replaced
It's a
6.5
scar.
years ago. This one was just a little
Oh,
over
yeah,
9
shit.
months ago. I wouldn't change a fucking thing.
Exactly.
No, that's right.
Exactly,
The
yeah.
juice is worth a squeeze for the most
You know
part.
what? I can
Some people
still
are made
squat
for
and
it.
deadlift, and I can still have fun, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So now I try to be a little bit strong, but look stronger, so I have to do some traps and curls.
Yeah.
And
Oh, we all need to do traps and
That's
curls.
how I kind of want to be too.
You can just tell, like, I
Geez,
just
that guy
don't at
must be
all.
strong as fuck.
no, you still need to do
look
it.
I need to do a lot. I'm skinny as anything.
Yeah.
But what about, sorry, Bill, what about the ethics on that? I mean, if someone's losing that much weight and then putting it back on before they compete, can you really call them that weight class? Maybe I just don't understand
Well,
it.
it all depends. If you base it on the old days with the 2 hour weigh-in, no. But if you base it on what they're going through now and what they're doing, yeah, that's just the thing now. As long as you don't compare, as long as you don't compare the two, then it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah.
They're still working their asses off in the gym.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
and I
Tell
guess
you
if
what,
everyone's doing it,
Yeah, it's just the
it's
thing
level.
now.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
As long as you don't say, as long as you don't have someone who competes at, let's say, the 75 kilo class now that dropped 15 kilos and is up 15 kilos by the time he actually competes, as to someone who put back on a half a kilo in 2 hours from the old days. As long as that one guy that's heavier now doesn't say, well, yeah, I beat his records.
Yeah, that's
then
right.
that's a bunch of
exactly.
bullshit.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
it's different parameters of the sport.
Yeah, that's when
basically.
you get into stupid shit.
Yeah.
Mass moves mass. Like, it's just,
Fortunate that most of the guys don't feel that way. They just want to do their own thing. And
Yeah.
like you saw me coaching yesterday, I fucking love it.
Yeah. Testing
It's,
yourself.
it's interesting with the mixed martial arts competition in Japan after they had the death. What they've done, I'm not exactly 100% sure of how it works, but my understanding is they have yearly. The fighters have to weigh in every 2 months. So and then they get assigned a weight category. Okay, realistically, this is where you
that's
sit at.
I understand.
Yeah, and then they have to. Because you can't cut that many times in a year. Like, it's just really unhealthy and shit for your training.
Yeah.
So that's what they're trying to do to kind of alleviate it, because it is pretty fucking insane the stuff we go through.
Well,
But
actually, the only reason they're doing it is to try to appease the masses so they appear like they're trying to get their shit in order.
well, yeah, they get in
That's
trouble
all
when
they're
people
doing.
die, basically.
Yeah, that's-
so
yeah,
they want
that's all
a
they're
lot of
doing.
paperwork when someone dies when
that's
they're
right.
weighing into your fight.
Yeah, that's all they're doing.
But so what do you think about the industry now, Ed, like powerlifting? It's kind of, I feel like in America it's booming. I see everybody's got like a YouTube channel that's pumping, and there's all these podcasts out there.
Social media is great and bad.
Mm.
And one part, it's great because more people get to see it. And the bad part is I'd say about 80% of the people don't stick to their own routine. They just try to get more likes and shit like that, so they end up not doing their own routine by trying to what they cool shit or too heavy and stuff like that, so they don't last as long. But the biggest thing with social media is CrossFit saved powerlifting. I don't care what anybody says. How they used to make fun of CrossFitters and stuff. First of all, they're more educated. They have more money and better jobs, and they spend it, and they all want to get better now, the CrossFitters now, as opposed to when it started. When it started, it was a joke.
Yes.
Yeah. And at some of the national championships in the U.S., they'll have, as opposed to like 200 lifters, they'll have 1,100 lifters.
Yeah, that's insane, isn't it?
That's a lot of CrossFitters coming in that do powerlifting. I have a bunch of friends that do CrossFitters, that are CrossFitters that have CrossFit gyms that I've done seminars for.
For
so
sure.
How is that a bad thing? It's a great thing to get more people involved. It only helps the sport.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's
and that's
great
what
for,
Dimitri Klokov says as well about it's helped save weightlifting.
Yeah, because he traveled around with
together.
Poliquin, and so did I. I've traveled. The last couple of years I've traveled around with Charles.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. The I think Hook Grip and All Things Gym as well have helped along with the stuff
Social
that they do.
media.
Yeah. So definitely.
Yeah, Hook Grip always puts out the cool old time videos on Facebook.
They're the
I always
best.
love that
Fucking
stuff.
love them. And they've got like the symphony orchestra playing for the slow motion.
Oh, makes you just want to listen.
Doesn't it? Isn't it awesome?
Throw a bill in a tree.
All right. So,
it is great.
So, well, look, me and Tommy basically we've been walking around this Arnold Festival looking at all the dudes that are, juiced out of their brains and like all the physique
freaks.
crew. Yeah, all the freaks.
Well, if you go over to one side, it's one thing. If you go to the other side, my IQ goes up a whole bunch.
It definitely does. That's right.
The smart person inside me wants to cry. But me and Tommy, basically, when we're walking around a place like this, we feel like I don't mind my rig when I look in the mirror when I'm at home. When I'm here, I feel like a skinny little weed boy.
Oh, yeah.
But
No, here's what you should think of. We have jobs. We make money. We're pretty intelligent. I'm guessing.
large hummels.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay.
Well, for some.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right. Big hands.
Yeah.
You know what they say about big knees.
Size 12 US shoe, too.
Really?
He's old man over here.
What happened to your femurs?
Yeah,
What happened to your femurs?
I was born to powerlift. Look at this wingspan.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That's a
Born
strange
to
setup.
have sex.
Yeah, well, not with myself.
Yeah, that's right.
But, and you're healthy. You can do what you want to do for the rest of your life. And you have realistic goals. You're not an extremist.
Yeah, that's right.
I was an extremist with what I did. A lot of people here are extremists with what they do. All you got to do is just get better. And you succeeded.
No, that's right.
Absolutely.
I'm absolutely happy. I was just taking the piss out of ourselves and trying to lead into the question of, like, what me and Tommy both, when we were walking into this interview, we both said, I think the number one question is, like, we want to know, Ed Coan, how do you build strength? How do you get strong?
Yes.
So, like, talking actually training, what are the most important tenets for you that you see that people are missing out on? That, like, say you had an athlete, you had them from the start. What are the? I mean, obviously,
You bring them along
technique.
slowly.
Yeah.
It's technique, and then it's time.
Yep.
Because you see guys, there's like a million different routines, and a million different guys do different things to get strong. And a lot of them work as long as you pick your right numbers and your technique is good and you have realistic goals. That's it.
Yeah.
But you can't take a guy that, let's say you took a newbie into the gym and you made him do just like a powerlifting cycle to see where his strength level is at over like 8 or 10 weeks. Let's say he squatted like 150 kilos. The next training cycle, you're not going to say, well, we're going to plan this one so you squat 200 kilos.
Yeah.
No, that's when you start messing up. So if you take your time over 2 years, instead of you have him trying to hit that 200 kilos on his second cycle and being depressed and then basing all his numbers on a false high-end number that you want to hit that's not attainable, if you do it right after 2 years, all of a sudden he's hitting 250 after 2 years. Because all of a sudden it took 2 to 3 years to build a proper base for his body to be able to handle everything to work correctly.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. Okay. And what about programming? Do you think that obviously there's a million different ways to skin a cat? What do you look at for a good program? I mean, I'm just starting powerlifting, so for us it looks like normally it'll be squat or pull one day with bench on that day. So not on the same day, and then one day we might have a squat with a deficit deadlift or some sort of accessory deadlift or something like that. So like, how does your kind of programming, ideal programming look?
You can't have your your frequency, intensity, and volume all up in the same week.
Yeah.
If two of those are up in the same week, you're dead. So it's okay to do squats twice in the same week as long as one of them, the intensity and the volume isn't too high. Like it could be like a technique speed day.
Yep.
Stuff like that. You can have one day where you do a whole bunch of assistance exercises. I used to when I got heavy, as far as body weight and the amount of weights I hit, I needed more recovery, so I couldn't squat twice a week.
Yeah.
So I knocked it down to once a week.
Wow.
So for you guys, twice a week would be, you have one regular squat day, one day where you do like technique and pause squats to learn how to build explosive power that way. In the deadlift, you could have regular deadlifts one day. One day you could do stiff leg deadlifts. Bench, one bench day, one wide grip or close grip bench day or something like that with more assistance work to fill in the blanks.
Yeah, so with obviously with powerlifting having such a, like, it crushes your central nervous system. Obviously you can train yourself into being able to handle more. It's obviously what happens due to just the time you have in the sport. But like with the powerlifting, see all these guys that are in the Pro Raw over here. So would they be doing 4 days, 5 days, 6 days? Like what's to let
4
your
to 5
central
days at the most.
4 to 5 days
And
at
that's
the
once
most.
a day? Or twice a day? Or
Once a day.
Yep. Okay.
So and you just need that just to let your CNS
when you
recover.
have a job, and if you're earning a living, you're not in the system. Back in those days, that all came from the Soviet and Bulgarian weightlifting system. 4 or 5 training sessions in a day, but they would only do 1 or 2 exercises per, and the session would only last 45 minutes.
And the Soviets were sponsoring them with $5,000 worth of Mexican supplements per week as well.
Yeah,
The whole world was that way back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shit, that's insane.
Interesting. So what about nutrition for powerlifting? Like, what are we talking here?
Same as everyone else.
Same as everyone else?
You have to meet nutritional needs to fill the sport that you're in. The goals are whatever exercise you're doing. That's simple.
So, all right. So
keep
so
your
basically,
protein high. Keep your carbs before and after you train, and make sure you get enough micronutrients, and you're fine. Then, because our goals are different than bodybuilders, so I can look in the mirror and say, well, yeah, I still look pretty good. How's my weight? How do I feel for my training? The bottom line is how I feel for my training.
That's right. It's a performance sport, not an aesthetic sport. Yeah. So that's cool. So it's just basically as much good food as you can get in to fuel your body.
Eat according to your body weight and what your needs might be.
Yeah. Okay.
But then you can here's where the bodybuilding will come in. Is nowadays, because we didn't know this shit back then, is we could go to a good bodybuilder and say, what will my nutritional needs be? And these fucking guys will know. They'll be able to help you, the good ones.
Yeah, Steve Cook could be good for that.
Oh, he'd be great.
Wait, Steve-o, looking at me just now. I'm a powerlifter. Train 4 days a week. What do you think? Well, you'd need 355
Well, see,
macronutrients.
I'm fortunate. I have like Stan Efferding and Lane Norton on speed dial.
Yeah, right. There you go.
And
That's pretty hectic.
Lane is more with the flexible dieting. That means okay, you could cheat, just knock out this at this meal, and you can have it on this meal. Make sure you get hit all your goals, and it's not a problem.
Yeah,
That's the easiest way.
Yeah.
I'm a real flexible dieter. Except I'm more flexible on the wrong
On the
end of the
donuts.
scale.
Yeah,
I'm like,
donuts.
if I eat these donuts at breakfast, then I'm going to be able to have this muffin at lunch.
I won't have the donuts at breakfast.
And then I'll sneak in the veggies
I would
at
have
dinner.
the giant blueberry muffin with a glass of whole milk before I went to bed.
Mate, that's what I do.
But see,
I get the milk in the muffins.
my rationale to make it
But you're not
right,
the best powerlifter of all time, mate.
to make it right is, well, you know what? It just helps me go to the bathroom in the morning.
Yeah, that's not bad, actually. Yeah.
There you go. Flush out the system. Now, I need to ask you this, Ed. It's not that important of a question, but I just want to know. So when you're eating a muffin with a nice glass of milk, is it bite, milk, chew, swallow, or is it bite, swallow, milk, swallow?
Bite.
And how does it help you squat?
Bite, chew a little bit, then milk.
Yes!
Then swallow.
And they say a muffin a day
It's with
gets
me.
the shit out of your ass.
That's what I heard. So. Yeah.
That's the
I
same
think
as
that
me.
was a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think I've got a tattoo on my arm. Hey, Ed, I wanted to ask you about sort of the mindset and stuff when you're going up to lift those heavy weights. Like you spoke about how you naturally had that focus as a kid and what you really used to get you to where you are now. What are you thinking of when you're approaching a deadlift, for example? Like what goes through your mind? A lot of people talk about they gear themselves up negatively, like come on, you fuckwit, that's fucking, you're wanking, all this sort of stuff. What do you do?
everything you do in training prepares you for that. So there should be no variable. So you shouldn't have to like get so fucking crazy. If you have to get so fucking crazy, first of all, you're weak-minded because you're trying to break a negative thought. That's what usually slaps and all that shit do is ammonia. It breaks a negative thought that's creeping in your head. But mine was just, I would walk up to the bar the same way. I would grab the bar the same way. I would wiggle in and get tight the same way. As long as I got a feel for my positioning was perfect, I didn't have a doubt in my mind I could lift the weight. It's all set. It's all ready. When I walked up to a squat bar, to this day, I could still walk up to a squat bar, no matter what the weight, the same exact way I always did it, grab the bar the same way, wiggle underneath it, get tight, take the same steps out, be in the same exact position where it's like,
You're on.
A happy place.
That's when, yeah. Now, even just walking the bar out, I'm new to the sport. Is walking the bar, that's unconventional, isn't it?
To me, no, it is. That's how it all started.
Oh, right.
Like, to me, the monolift sucks. They're a bunch of pussies.
Yeah.
But I love these guys.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But
Yes, 'cause
I like walking out of a monolift because it's more space than squat racks. But that's just what I learned, and that's what I was comfortable with.
Yep.
I
So,
mean, it is harder.
It is.
It is harder, but
More time on attention.
no, you can't take anything away from anyone. So
Yeah, for sure.
It's
yeah.
just different equipment.
I just
different
tease them
time.
all like that. 'Cause, you know, it's like, you
Any
know,
little lap you can have on someone.
I remember before we had remote controls for TV, you little fuckers.
Look at my knee.
Yeah.
Look at my knee.
Yeah, that's a YouTube video too.
Of you actually
Yeah,
doing the injury.
just Google Ed Coan injury, and you'll watch I tore my patella tendon in half. It snapped in half in the middle.
Oh, fuck.
Any cartilage
Doing
damage
what?
as well, or?
What?
No,
Yeah, just the
my cousin is my orthopedic surgeon.
Right.
So he put it together like two ends of a mops, and he said, any other areas that I didn't really know about, I just put extra sutures in there.
Looked a little loose.
Yeah, that's right.
Tighten a bunch of
Seemed
shit up.
all right.
Never had
Your left arm sewed to your right arm.
I cut your arm off.
Yeah, I've never had a problem there. Like 16 years since it happened.
Yeah, right. And what were you doing when you had the knee injury? Squat.
For 440, a 442nd attempt, which actually should have been like nothing. I was going to squat 455 that day. It was going to be the day that I first benched 272,
Yeah.
which I didn't get a chance to fucking do.
Yeah, right.
So as soon as I set up too fast and put my right leg out a little bit too far. So when I started to go down, I felt my knee coming in, but it was like you're standing in front of a train and you know you're going to get hit. I couldn't stop it. And then when it snapped, it felt like my whole leg broke in half.
Oh, man.
And then luckily, because I used to train with a lot of these old school guys, one of the guys that used to help me, a guy named Ernie France and Bill Sino. Bill Sino, to this day, was the only person ever to win a bodybuilding nationals, a powerlifting nationals, and Olympic weightlifting nationals.
Wow.
He beat Sergio in the most muscular part of a bodybuilding contest way back then.
Wow, that's
Geez, that's pretty
insane.
epic,
What an
isn't it?
athlete.
Yeah.
And they taught me how to dump the bar if something happened. So I dumped that bar. The spotters wouldn't have been able to catch it because it happened on the way down. You don't expect something to happen on the way down and on the way up.
Not at all.
And so I was lucky enough to learn that. But it was like 6 months till I put a bar back on my back.
Yeah.
But my cousin looked at me and one of his therapists and said, well, you know what? I know what I did to get you better. He knows how to get your mobility and stuff back, and you know how to get stronger. You two guys put your heads together and don't get hurt. So my physical therapist at the time ended up doing his doctoral thesis on my knee and everything we did for it, and became a doctor off my knee.
Insane. That's insane.
That's great.
So run us through. Sorry, we had the mic, the overhead sort of come through. So you were squatting on the downward phase, and it just collapsed through then.
Yeah, I set my right leg a little bit too wide.
Oh, okay.
So it started to come in, and it just snapped in half.
just felt it straight away.
The patellar tendon snapped in half.
So are you using knee wraps at this point, or you're
but
wraps?
old school knee wraps.
Yeah.
Right.
You kind of
It's
like
just
ace
like
bandages
pieces of
compared to now.
Yeah, that'll help.
Yeah. It's like Fred Flintstone's car compared to a Ferrari now.
Well, that still works. I mean, it just takes me a long time to get
Yeah,
places.
it's just-
but-
Well,
takes a
the
little
knee
hard.
wraps these days look pretty basic
Oh,
still
yeah.
to me, so I can't imagine what the Fred
Yeah.
Flintstone
It's 20 years
version
time.
was.
Well, they're a little shorter and not as
They
springy.
were newspaper just wraps. You know, like the fish and chips. They're
that's
just
right.
newspaper
There you
wraps.
go.
Sometimes they use the fish and chips. Let's go.
Hey, whatever works.
Exactly.
So who are your favourite powerlifters in this day and age? Like, what are some of the most
There's so many.
impressive things?
There's so many.
I saw Eddie Hall
He's not a power lifter. He's a strong man.
I know, but I mean, I saw him do the 1,000-pound deadlift for the first time the other day because I watched his documentary on Netflix, which is 1,100 pounds.
Though. That's why it's a strongman deadlift.
Yes.
So it's weak. It's weak. I mean, I could do that.
I'd say Eddie is pretty strong.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite strongman of all time is here now.
Brian Shaw.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah.
He is the largest and nicest human being you could ever meet.
Yeah.
They kind of don't go, do they? It's like the really big mouse.
No, not when you meet him and you talk to him.
Yeah.
He's a really, really good guy.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
But powerlifters, my favorite powerlifters are some of my best friends that may not have been world champions, but are great. I mean, Stan Efferding was a great powerlifter and bodybuilder, and Mark Bell is one of my best buddies who I trust with everything. And there's so many guys that just work out there that aren't that strong, that are not for them, that are getting better. Those are my favorite people. As long as you're nice and you lift weights, I like you.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys here, Krita is one of my best buddies. I mean, Marcos doesn't even train, but he loves powerlifting. He knows more about stats than I do. His brother Spiros, who's the craziest bastard I know, that I consider my brother, is the best spotter in the business. And then a whole bunch of other guys over there are just fantastic. I helped coach Billa Hamilton yesterday. She went 9 for 9 and had 27 white lights.
That's pretty heavy.
That's amazing.
But you know what? It's like, oh, you're such a great coach. She's already strong and she's a pro already, so it's pretty easy to coach.
Yeah, it's like
just being known as like
just
the best
confidence.
spotter. Yeah, let's go.
We're
the best goalkeeper in.
Goalkeeper's pretty talented. Though.
Yeah, I know. That's probably a little bit better.
We got Hamish Ewison has been having problems with the PTC guy yesterday from South Melbourne. I don't know if you saw him, was spotting Sinead, the blonde-haired chick in the 70s.
Yeah.
And so he's been busted up for a while, can't really train. So that's what he is.
He's getting good at spotting.
He's spotter and knee wrapper. He loves his job.
Knee wrapper. That's cool.
Takes it very
knee rappers,
seriously.
usually, because I had the wrap knees, you end up having the best forearms ever.
Yeah. See, I use the more conventional method for forearms, but
Which why your
it's not
forearms
working that well.
Yeah, that's why your forearms are so underdeveloped.
Mate, not working them out.
That's right. I got to start rapping.
So how
Well,
much,
in both contexts.
how much coaching do you do it? Do you coach it
Not a
back
lot.
in the States? No.
No, I just have buddies in the gym that I work out with that I help.
Okay.
But online coaching for me, to do it, I like a more personal approach. So I would have to charge someone way too much money than what it's worth. I can't do just cookie cutter routines and do the paste and all that.
So have you coached in the past or anything, or you just kind of had your time in the sport
I just
and then
help a bunch of people.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
My line to people is usually, tag me on Instagram on your videos. I spend at least 2 hours a day commenting on people that tag me for free. So you give some free advice.
Yeah. Cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
You got to give back a little bit if you love it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what numbers did you hit at the top of your peak? Did we get to that? I don't know if we ever.
I really want to touch on that.
I really want to know. I really want to know.
My peak.
Your peak numbers when you're in your
Kilos, 462 and a half.
462 and a half squat.
265 bench. And 409 deadlift was at 99 kilos with 2 hour weigh-ins.
99 kilos.
So your deadlift was smaller than your squat?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's not normal, is it?
Yeah,
It
100% normal.
Oh, right, okay.
If you know a damn thing about powerlifting,
Yeah,
you know it's normal.
I know.
Which we obviously
I'm
do
just
not.
going to walk over there. I might just get the guitar out again, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah,
Hey, shake his hand. He'll crush it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because obviously when you're a novice trainer, it's the other way around,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
suppose. But why does that? Why does that?
Because you don't know how to squat yet. You don't have everything developed yet.
Right. And
There's no rebound off a deadlift unless you bounce a second rep.
Okay. So why then? Okay, explain to us why, as you get stronger and progress, that your squat can catch up to your deadlift.
You have rebound.
It is just about the rebound.
It's about
obviously
rebound.
the range
You
of...
start developing stronger hips and legs.
Yeah.
Where the deadlift is just a grip and rip.
But is
a
the
little bit of
deadlift
technique.
is less
Not as high of a
range?
ceiling.
There's less range in the deadlift than there is through a squat?
Not really.
No. Yeah, right. That's super interesting. My deadlift is weak as piss, and my squat's weak as piss.
Well, so at least you're like,
I'm aware of it.
yeah,
That's right. I'm truthful about
you're
it.
balanced.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what about when you're going out to attempt your 9 lifts? Ed, did you kind of throughout your career, did you follow the? I mean, a lot of people say first lift is always a lift that you know you can make.
At
Second
a contest,
yeah.
your training prepared you for the contest. In the warm-up room and after your first attempt, you know what you're going to do next.
Yeah.
After your second attempt, then you know what you're going to do next. You can't go in there with a preconceived notion of these are the lifts I'm going to hit and that's it.
Absolutely.
No, they're written down in pencil, so you can erase them.
Yeah.
Because at a meet, you're not in the gym. You had to weigh in. You got 3 judges that don't like you probably. You got nerves. And you're, like I said, on a platform that you never lifted in that with that equipment before.
Yeah.
So you taking that all into account and just be prepared.
And weightlifting, so the weightlifting, like the starting weights and all that sort of stuff, is very dependent on the other lifters. Is that the same in powerlifting? Like you would put a number forward, and if old mate put something else ahead of you, you'd sort of adapt to that, and it's really just about your numbers.
You can have strategy if you're going to be a close contest at subtotal on how you want to place your deadlifts and stuff like that to stay ahead with deadlifts and body weight and stuff. But at the end of the day, if you could try to go 9 for 9 and get everything out of you, how can you ask for anything more?
Absolutely, yeah.
You can only do what you can do.
So what do you, a question that I always find interesting, I've only really asked weightlifters this, but so you know how in competition sometimes with change of weights there will be, say you do your first lift, there might be 12 minutes in between your next lift. So you've got your 3 lifts. What do you do to stay warm in that in-between period? So say you've got your opener.
Put a towel on me and just sit there and wait.
You don't do anything?
No, there's not a lot you can do in powerlifting. Weightlifting is a little different because
you can do a pull.
It may be a max snatch or a max clean and jerk, but it's not a max squat or deadlift or bench. So it's just a little bit different.
Yeah, I thought there might have been some sort of accessory, but so it's just you kind of got to wait
nothing you can do.
Because in weightlifting, for me, I would do a pull.
Yeah.
You know, because it just keeps you warm.
Keep that fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a pull with 60 kilos, which is close to your max, isn't going to hurt you.
Come on, mate.
He's about 40 kilos.
Jesus Christ. Look at these bloody. Look at these
Set it up. You got nothing there, mate.
What's that joke they say? I've seen better legs than a bucket of chicken.
That's right.
I definitely have.
I've seen better legs. I reckon he's got the best legs out of all the chicks up there on the stage.
No, not really.
They're the best,
probably
aren't they?
not.
And they're not even the hairiest.
Yeah, I know. Well, it depends what you're into.
Yeah, you don't even got the biggest balls.
So,
Very true.
So, what about all these different federations, Ed? We always talk about me and Tommy end up talking about performance enhancing drugs
PEDs
a
all
lot
the time,
in
Super
just
interesting.
any kind of sport. So powerlifting's it's one of the one sports where, I mean, I don't know what you think of it, but from the outside looking in, or now that I am kind of on the inside, but it's looked at in a lot of ways as the non-tested federation and the tested federation, which means the drugs and no drugs, basically.
No, it's never the drugs and no drugs.
It's the drugs and less drugs.
It's the drugs and less drugs.
Yeah, that's right.
Definitely.
That's right.
But that's just personal preference.
So what's your thoughts on the whole thing, though?
There's a whole bunch of women that lifted yesterday that there's a good chance none of them ever even looked or know what it is.
Yeah.
They lift, and there's actually some guys, too. They do it because they like to, because their buddies are there, because they have a good time. You have to go where you're going to have a good time and you enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not always about, I have to be in this federation to look this way or to get this title. If you're thinking about titles already when you just start, then you got an issue already. Just think about it as having fun and enjoying it, or else you'll never do it forever.
Yeah.
No, I lifted in IPF for a long number of years, and I failed a couple of drug tests because I was an idiot. But that's 20-something years ago.
So my question is, though, like in sport, especially strength sports in general, like obviously the Rio Olympics with Russia basically being banned and like
actually, I think with that they were just trying to make a statement to make themselves look better, because I'm sure there's other countries that if they tapped into their or hacked into their systems, they'd find a whole bunch of shit too.
It was just that they got caught.
That's all.
Uzbeki,
I mean, look at back
all
with
the stands.
with Balco and America and
Barry Bonds.
And Jones. No, Barry Bonds never got caught positive. Actually,
he was just lied in contempt of court, wasn't it?
They just said, they just said he lied about something.
Yeah.
But with Marion Jones and all those, and you think they got all those records? You think they buried all those records? Yeah. You know why? When Ben Jensen got caught at, the 84 Olympics in LA, after he got caught, they shut down the lab and didn't do any more tests.
Yeah. So obviously there's drugs in all sports, but like my main question is,
but there's going to be there will be more in a non-tested federation. Of course there will.
But do you think sport in general, say now back to talking about the Olympics like we just were, do you think it's better to have like a powerlifting setup for all sports where you say, okay, this is the drug tested federation, this is the non-drug tested, or
there's not enough room.
So how do we? Like, how do you feel about the whole general playing field of sport in
There still
general? Because
would be just cheaters that are trying.
It would be lovely if everyone was on the same playing field.
Yeah.
But it'll never, ever be that way.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a pipe dream.
And
It'll
even
never
if you
be
had
that way.
one sort of field that was regulated and one that wasn't, you'd still get people trying to go into the non-regulated, into the regulated field.
It's always going to happen. I lived that a little bit for a while. But, when I did it, there was a different era.
Yeah.
It was more of a drug testing, not drug-free.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Which is different when it first comes about.
Yeah.
And, I was guilty of it. Oh, well,
Yeah, we actually had a really interesting chat about it on a show a couple of weeks ago. I just think, there's always going to be people that, like you said, want to win irrespective of their enjoyment of the sport. And it's something that, I don't know, it's a contentious issue. It's a real grey area, and we're never going to see
it's actually not a grey area. If you consider drug-tested or drug-free, if you're in a federation where we say our object is to have everyone drug-free, well, then you're going to have to take the precautions and the necessary precautions to do that and test everyone all the time.
Yeah.
You just can't test a few people here and there that are going to be negative.
That's right.
So would you like to see it continue the way it is now, or would you like to see someone say, okay, look, we're just going to allow all drugs, and then let's just go for it. Let's see what happens.
Actually, by the drug use I've seen in recent history, I would say that would be a very, very bad thing, because the amounts that some people do scare the shit out of me.
Are you a UFC fan?
Yeah.
So Vitor Belfort, before he got caught with the new drug testing system, Vitor, and I've spoken to you about this briefly, and I don't know the actual levels, but it was the human growth hormone or testosterone levels that they get.
Testosterone. They can't test for human growth
testosterone
hormone.
levels. So his testosterone levels were there's like a safe range. Say it's like 3 to 5 or whatever, and I don't know
6
the actual,
to 1 or something.
Yeah.
See,
His
testosterone, the epitestosterone ratio.
I'm with you.
His levels were 6 times above the top end.
nothing.
The top end level.
That's nothing.
But it's like it's not even human. It's not even human anymore.
Look, if he was just taking a half cc of testosterone and he took it 2 days before that, he would have been at least that, if not more.
Yeah.
And that's just a tiny bit. We're not talking about taking 10 cc's a week plus insulin, growth hormone, and a whole bunch of other shit.
All the good stuff.
We're talking about a tiny, tiny bit to help him recover at a certain age, or by the fact his body's beat up. Now, is it an advantage? Yeah, of course there's a slight advantage. But it's not like you can't lump him in with someone who just takes tons and tons of shit.
Yeah.
You can't. It's not the same.
Okay. Well,
It really just comes down to who gets caught.
You know what I mean?
Positive,
If someone says, "Oh, he did steroids," but then you take a guy who's 300 pounds with abs that takes like 500 times more and say, "Oh, well, he takes steroid too." You can't really put the two at the same.
You're right there. Yeah, a lot of it is just for recovery, I suppose, and for prolonging the careers. Like, there's a lot of, because the UFC's cracked down so hard now, like a lot of the fans of the UFC
why have they cracked down?
Well, I mean, basically to clean up the image of the sport.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because money.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, irrespective of those two examples of someone who's using it massively and someone who's not, the media and, the image of the sport is, okay, he got caught and he didn't, so he's bad and he's good, irrespective of whether that's correct or not. It just kind of sucks, really.
Well, it doesn't make him bad. It just means he did a bad thing.
Yeah.
I was there too, like I said.
So what about just like for straight human performance? Do you think it would be just like, it's obviously, it would be cool to just open up the fucking gates and go, righto, what can humans do?
Oh, what, that's Saturday Night Live, the All Drug Olympics.
Yeah.
Is that the one where old mate rips
He
his
rips
arm
his
off?
arm off.
That's a ripper.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Excuse the pun.
That's good. Would you see do you reckon you'd see a massive improvement in numbers?
Yeah.
Like how much bigger would you say?
More in the weight game than anything else. If you took a massive amount in track and field, with exception of shot put and discus and stuff like that, there wouldn't be as much as an improvement. But by taking a tiny bit, you'd see more of an improvement.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying how cool would it be if we just saw all the best athletes in the world just take it for like maybe 4 years or something, and then we get blokes like Usain Bolt running like 7-second 100s. And I was just sort of thinking,
it wouldn't increase him by that much.
yeah, well, I mean,
Because of the sport that's involved.
Yeah, that's
Now,
right.
it can make you feel a little stronger. It can make you recover, stuff like that. But it's not going to increase it by so fucking much that it's like, oh my God, he can fly now. It's not
So
going to.
He's got wings.
What did you use it for when you got?
It made me feel tight.
So tight as
In the off
just,
season,
just stronger.
I would be doing
recovery,
stuff that was close to world records, and I was completely clean. But it was such minuscule amounts back then.
Yeah.
That it was different. You know, and then there'd be a period where you didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people forget as well, which kind of tarnishes a little bit, but people sort of think, well, I guess like mainstream media and people that don't know, which is fine, they'll look at someone who's taking drugs and go, oh, what a fucking cheat. But people forget that, you know, if you're taking, like you said, even just a little bit more to get you that little bit of an edge, you're training twice as hard because you've got that recovery now, so you have to...
But to some people, well, no, to most people, really, it is a fucking edge. Who are you kidding?
Oh, definitely,
But like I said, if it's drug-free, drug test, like I said, I did shit in a different era, and it justifies it a little bit, but not totally, because I still did it.
Yeah, of course. But, I mean, it shouldn't detract from the... dedication.
No, it
How
shouldn't.
impressive!
It
How
shouldn't.
impressive!
Yeah,
It's like the Lance Armstrong thing.
I'm not going to call someone the fucking devil and shun them for the rest of my life, because I have people from 20-something years ago that weren't even around in powerlifting back then that I treat like gold that still look at me like he's a fucking dick. He's this. It's like, I'm actually one of the nicest guys you can meet. I do everything for everybody.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, that's a flaw in you already.
Too excited.
Yeah, he's I'm not going to say
Few more
a word.
tributes, then we'll see how we go.
I'm going to get jacked off later. He's going to fucking put me to shit.
But
He's going to punish me.
But you know what? Some people just, you're not going to get through to them,
Yeah,
no matter
exactly.
how
They've already made
good
their
of a
mind up.
person you're on. Yeah, so
Absolutely.
oh well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You
And you don't want that shit in your life.
Not everyone's going to be nice to you. It's just, oh well, you know. If you got a problem with me after 20 years, and I'm a real nice person and I give back a lot, then I think the problem's on you after 20
it's
years.
their problem for sure.
sure.
Yeah, it's real.
It's like, you know what? It was a fucking drug test. I didn't murder or rape or do something stupid like
Was
that.
it a rape test?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Can you test for that?
Those same people probably are out there drinking and driving and cheating on their wives and shit like that. But that's okay, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you took drugs.
All the shit that you never got caught doing.
No, I cheat on myself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we all do. I think. Hey, Bill, do you want to go to 6 from 6?
Yeah, I reckon. Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Ed, so we'll get you out of here, get you over to the powerlifting for the day. So we finish off with 6 from 6. So 3 questions from me, 3 questions from Tommy. So as you've already said, you sound like a well-travelled man through the sport of powerlifting. So what's your favourite destination on the planet? Your favourite place?
Australia.
Boom.
I've been here a million times already.
Welcome. Welcome.
Specifically? Any city you like particularly? Or?
Well, I got the most friends here.
Yeah.
But my first World Championships here was in 1988 in Perth.
Okay.
I was too. I remember that well.
Yeah.
Back when it was Observation City, owned by that guy Bond that swindled everyone out of all their money.
All right, cool. So, which is your favourite city in Australia? What's your favourite?
Probably around here.
Yeah, Melbourne.
Because I've been here the most, and I have the most friends.
Yeah, Melbourne is great. It's a fantastic
It's
city.
really fun.
But I will say this without lying or kissing you guys' ass. The people in Australia are so damn nice. It's unbelievable compared to the rest of the world.
We have heard that before, but
Specifically referring to just me and you, though.
Yeah. I mean, I can speak for
what's
Ed
your
when he
names
was
again?
saying- Steve and John. Bill and Ben.
So, my second question, Ed, is your dream destination. So somewhere that you haven't been that's top of the bucket list.
I want to go to like Bali or one of those places and stay in one of those huts out on the water for 2 weeks with no media and get a massage every day. That's it.
Yeah, that's a good call.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Bora Bora, going to Thailand.
And I'm also I'm a huge animal lover.
Yeah.
I used to have 2 tigers.
Really?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I used to have Siberian tigers.
Fuck me.
That's pretty cool.
That put you from
You would put you the most intimidating dude in the world. Then after that, you're intimidating.
I was relatively impressed.
Now you got tigers.
Yeah, it's basically
on my
Tyson.
Instagram, if you go to my main page, you can.
He's White Tyson.
If you scroll down, there's a picture of me and another old former world champion, Kirk Kowalski. I have him sitting outside on top of with his paws in his head outside of a Viper car when he was like 4 months old. And then I have another one where he's just kind of sitting down in my backyard when he was about 10 months old, another Siberian, but a different color.
What were their names?
Pearl and Jade.
Pearl and Jade.
Both males.
Jade's cool.
Now, Pearl ended up being like 7 foot tall, 400 kilos. And
He walk on his hind legs? Was he actually 7 foot tall?
Was he a powerlifter?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, he could power
He
eat.
probably didn't need to be, eh?
Yeah, he could power eat raw meat. But when he was that big, I hadn't seen him in a few years, so I put him out to a breeding program.
Yes.
I just donated. And I went and saw him. He was at the very end of a long, long cage, like as long as this building in an L shape.
Oh, cool.
I thought it was a couch on the ground at first. And then all of a sudden, after 3 years, he got up and he went and just ran around and attacked the cage and almost knocked down the whole room trying to get to me again. Purring and licking on me and stuff. The only thing you got to be careful is a lot of times when they go on their back is they pull things in to mouth it. Well, they have teeth that
also
are
known as to us, kill it.
Yeah.
they have teeth that are this big.
Oh,
so they grab a lot to play, and you can't let that happen.
Yeah, that's play, but it's accidentally killing me.
Death.
Yeah.
My arm's going.
Yeah, exactly. But I could make him sit, jump up on stuff.
Classic.
I could fight with him a little bit, and
That's
he would
cool.
have fun. Yeah,
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Who needs kids when you get tigers?
yeah.
That's
Well, I
amazing.
was the kid.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
parents.
So my last question is, any books that you like to recommend to people? That can be a biography, can be a graphic novel, can be anything.
I have an old book that's actually an ebook still. It's on Amazon.com. Ed Coan, The Man, the Myth, the Method.
Well, there's time to plug your own stuff at the end, Ed.
But it sounds as far as
It is actually a good
powerlifting
book.
mine
I'm
is
just joking, mate.
it's very everything I did was basic.
Yeah.
I think if you have a routine that you have to work out so many percentages and so many goofy shit that it's too difficult.
I really agree with that.
No, that is good. That is probably sounds like
look
the
at
oracle
every
for powerlifting.
sport, from weightlifting, powerlifting, boxing, running, everything. The basics never have to go out of style. You always have to go back and redo the basics to build upon what else you want to do.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually get a lot of, just athletes, powerlifters, weightlifters, crossfitters, and everyone seems to say that. You just go back to the basics, get your training right, get your sleep right, get your diet right. It's not going to hurt you.
Just if you take your time, you will get there. You'll learn a lot along the way. Not everyone's routine is going to work perfectly for you, but you'll start learning yourself on what works and
100%.
what's my weaknesses. Okay, that didn't work for me, what he did. I'm going to try this exercise. And that's what you find out. But if you take 3 years to do that, look where you're at. Now you got a routine and a basic thing, schedule that'll last the rest of your freaking life.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's definitely really important to do that self-evaluation as well. I can get stuck up sometimes going, oh, fuck, I'm not improving at all. But it's like, hang on, 3 years ago I was, where I was now. It's like, oh, I'm actually getting somewhere,
I would actually, I think Jim Carrey had a movie out called 23 or something with all the numbers all over
Yeah,
it.
it's a good
That
movie.
was me. I had hundreds of routines written out with every set, rep, weight, and exercise for anywhere from 10 to 14 weeks over a training cycle. I never missed a rep.
Yeah.
Everything was
insane.
written out beforehand. Where I am now, how do I want to get there? I write it all down, and then I look at it and see if every week was doable and built upon the next.
Yes.
If it's not, well, just erase it and change the numbers.
Yes.
That simple.
Yeah.
You got to take the time to do that.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, Ed,
Tommy.
first question. Someone you looked up to as a kid, who was your inspiration as a kid or someone you admire now?
Well, I got started because I saw Bill Kazmaier on TV. And it's nice when you meet your idol, and he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
But Arnold and Franco Colombo.
Yep.
I sat next to Franco this year at the Arnold Classic in one of the little award ceremonies. I got a nice selfie with him. And Arnold gave me an award one year, and I watched him bust everyone's balls and teasing them. Like, if it wasn't for his fame, or even with his fame, I'm sure he would just like to sit down and have dinner and bust balls and have fun with a few people.
Yeah.
That's what he strikes me as. That's
Just a
pretty
good
cool.
dude.
I've listened to a couple of his podcasts with Tim Ferriss.
Yeah.
And he's just so smart, and it seems just down to earth. Like it's unfathomable to me that someone who's I genuinely think he's the most famous person in history outside of Jesus Christ, or in our day and age. Sorry, in our day and age.
The Rock?
What's that?
The Rock is.
Well, The Rock is the Arnold
The
now.
Rock is the modern Arnold, sure.
Yes, that's it. But Arnold, I think, is like, for me.
Yes.
He's like, and I think he's
just great.
He's probably the most
Everybody knows his name.
He's everybody's hero for some reason or another, you know. And I don't know where I was going with that. So what's the next question?
Spot on. Yeah. Hey, so Ed, bit of a tangent. What do you like to do when you've got some spare time or some downtime?
I just like to have fun and laugh.
Yeah.
That's it. I like to relax. I like good food. I like to just relax and bust balls and have fun.
Bust balls and have fun. Yeah. That's good. Well, we've done all that today. And finally, my friend, if you could invite 3 people to dinner, dead or alive, who would they be and why? That's a tough question.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive.
My grandfather, because he would drink and play cards, and he gave me my sense of humor and all the jokes.
Beautiful.
Dead or alive? Someone more like a philosopher or something.
Yeah.
That was a thinker more.
We get people have said Socrates a few times on the show. Yeah, he's a good one. Not really.
Yeah, but you know, someone that was a good thinker.
Yes.
I just like good fun and like someone like Robin Williams to have dinner with.
Yeah, he'd be good.
So I could laugh the whole fucking night.
Yeah.
Just get him doing impressions
Could
the whole
honestly
time.
be the funniest bloke of all time. I loved Robin
he's the
Williams.
best.
If you can make someone laugh, you have a great time. You get through to them right away.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love it, mate.
Cool.
And finally, this is the 4th question, but it's not related to my 3. Where can people find you, mate? Anything you want to plug? Something
I don't really
Arnold?
plug anything. I have those. My book. If I were to try to send you my book now, because there's only limited copies left, it would cost too much. So you can just buy it for like $10 on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. What was it called again?
The Man, the Myth, the Method.
The Man, the Myth, the Method.
Man, the Myth,
Ed
the Method.
Coan.
The Method, Ed Coan.
It's like $10.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's what. I'm doing a bunch of workshops after this around, and what I notice is people will spend an exorbitant amount of money on some stupid ass fucking supplements, but they won't take the time to learn how to do what they want to do correctly.
Yeah.
It's like, are you an idiot?
Yeah. People want
Take
easy.
time to learn from
People want easy way out.
You know, there's a lot of great powerlifters out there. I've done a bunch of seminars with them that I sit back and I get inspired just watching them speak.
Yeah.
And what can I learn off this?
Yep.
It's worth it. I'd pay for it too.
100%.
It really is the whole thing
100%.
of give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day.
Yeah.
Teach a man how to fish, he'll never go hungry.
Yeah, teach him.
Yeah.
Learn from the really good guys. There's a bunch of good guys. You know, like I said, I've done something with Stan Efferdine, Mark Bell, his buddy Jesse Burdick, Matt Vincent. That's this clothing line. I hate the Hate brand. And he was a 2-time Highland Games champion. Doesn't know really anything about powerlifting, but how he could move his body to be able to move weight, now that's cool shit.
Yeah.
So I can learn a lot from him still. I can learn a lot from, like I said, Lane Norton with his diet stuff. There's a really good programmer named Bryce Lewis. He's a USAPL IPF lifter. He's fantastic. God, I could go on and on about guys.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Definitely. Ed, that was great.
Yeah.
Loved it, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's fun.
Yeah.
I got to rip on you guys and feel better about myself.
Mate, the next time you're in Melbourne or we'll come out to Australia, you can rip us for years if you want.
Oh, fine.
I like being ripped. I deserve it. So.
Yeah, well, because you'll never be ripped in real life. You might as well be ripped in another
That's
thing.
the last thing on the way out.
The final one. We'll just leave you guys
That's
with.
the kick while you're down.
Yeah. You know the worst thing about that? You're correct. It's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
You
I've got
bang
to
on.
deal with that. So.
All right, Ed, well, that was a pleasure, mate. Thanks for coming
guys.
on the show.
I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Alrighty.
mate.
And that's not a wrap.
Alrighty, guys. Just before we let you go, we kept talking to the great man Ed Coan, and upon our chats, we learned something very, very interesting about the great man. Something that happened to him. How do I say this? Down in the rear end. It was quite an interesting chat, and we thought we'd turn the mics on to record. So let me know what you think, and let me know what you think about his poo. Alrighty, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.
So you can just lead off with the poop.
All right. We came back here because we started talking afterwards with some juicy stories, literally.
Pants are still on, everybody. I repeat, the pants are still on.
Yeah.
Not mine aren't.
And we were talking about some of Mark Bell's podcasts and poop stories, how he keeps it funny. And they still talk about my poop story. Mark and Stan Efferdine still tell it in their own seminars. And I had to do 900 pounds for 5 reps in the squat. And it was the old school squats with straps down, and which is around 410 kilos. And on the first rep, I started pooping. And, you got two choices. Either you rack it and go clean up and come back, then you have to do it again.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck this. I'm going to keep going. So every rep, it just started coming out. It was like, do you ever see an old-time Play-Doh machine where you put the Play-Doh in and you squeeze it? That was my ass.
That's my ass.
And for the people that have kids, when they put a onesie on and that poop is all the way up to their mid-back, that was me.
That's good.
So I took like 10, 15 minutes, went down, cleaned up, threw the peanut butter underwear out, crunchy peanut butter.
Very good. The Rogan drop from last night was in full effect.
And then finished the workout. That was
so
it.
good. But see, look, I mean, that's the level you have to go to. If you want to make it,
is what it is.
Sometimes you got to shit.
I had my eye bleed during a squat.
How's that? Just from
don't know
tension?
The pressure.
It just started bleeding.
The pressure.
He's clenching his ass.
Hey, there was nothing in my ass, so something had to come out.
But have butt plug up your ass and shit coming out your ass.
Yeah. No, butt plug, that's you.
That's what I do anyway.
A human butt plug.
Yeah, that's right. I've got a few in the bag.
But when I finished the last rep, my eye went all cloudy, and I racked it. I said, hey, guys, what happened to my eye? And instead of going, oh, no, let me get something for it, they're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like your eyeball popped out.
Yeah.
And I went like, I just kind of rubbed my fingers across my eye, and there was all blood on there, but then I wiped it off.
Fucked.
No blood vessels broken, nothing.
Right. So
just like, okay, just another day.
Guys, really hoped you enjoyed that show. Ed Coan was the man. Could not believe about his world records. His wingspan was insane. If you jump onto our Instagram page at Adventure Fit Radio, you will see that he physically strangled Bill as well. Give it a like, give it a comment, and yeah, you know how it is. So guys, quickly, we are sponsored by Quash Creative. Head to www.quashcreative.com, mention Adventure Fit Radio, and you will get a free basic SEO report on your website or feedback on your existing brand. Head to www.adventurefittravel.com. Join our mailing list, guys. Leave us a rating and review on iTunes. We love reading those reviews. And obviously, we're worth 1 billion stars, but you can only put 5 down there. So that's cool. We'll sort with that. Finally, guys, Audible. Head to www.audibletrial.com/radio and just get yourself 10% smarter. Without further ado, goodbye.
Discovery Roger, go for deploy.